platforms. We everywhere. We just going live. I don't even care. I'm feeling good today. I hope you all feeling the same way. I got you on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. We are probably on there. I just wanted to say hello, and today we're talking about 5 steps you can take to improve your life right now. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, if I knew these steps, it'd be simple, right? We can just do these, and magically things are gonna happen. Magically things are gonna change. Well, these are things that take some time to do. You have to really make success a habit. So I'm gonna give you 5 steps to do to improve your life. If you make these five a habit, I guarantee you things are going to start changing for you. I guarantee you will see improvement in the quality of your life. No question. So I'm looking at a bunch of screens right now. So if you drop your question in the chat, I'm gonna do my best to get to it at the end after I'm done. I scheduled this for an hour. We may not take the whole hour. We may take the whole hour, but just know this is an interactive discussion. I don't want to be talking at you. I want to be speaking with you. All right, so cool. See y'all joining slowly but surely. So appreciate y'all joining in. Let's get to it. And the first thing we're going to start with is changing the way you see yourself. Sounds great. Sounds smooth, right? I changed the way I see myself. If you think of yourself negatively, if you're saying that you can't do something, you're not capable, you're dumb, you're stupid, whatever negative language you're speaking to yourself with, that impacts you. Whether you're like, oh, it's true. Oh, I do suck at that, right? That impacts the way you carry yourself. That impacts your psyche. Subconsciously, you are really feeding yourself with those lies. It may be true that you aren't particularly good at something, but the questions you should be saying is, how do I get better? If it's something that you truly want to apply yourself to, how do I get better at this? How does this benefit me when towards my goals? That's the questions you should be asking, not just saying I just suck and throw your hands up in the air. That doesn't work. Studies show you actually have to put action in for things to change. You can't just speak it into existence. You have to show yourself that you feel this way about yourself. You have to show yourself that you believe by taking action towards whatever it is you want in your life. My tagline: design a life you don't need a vacation from. It really starts with the mind. And the mind is where you're going to change these dynamics. You're going to start speaking to yourself. You got to catch those thoughts. If you're constantly saying, oh man, like this self-doubt is kicking my butt, if you're constantly feeling imposter syndrome, if you're constantly feeling low on confidence, that starts with your mind, and it really stems from something that's probably happened to you in the past. But you can change it. You're not living in the past anymore. You can change the way you see yourself, speak to yourself, because it's called self-confidence, self-esteem for a reason. It starts with you, right? You do not have to listen to what everyone else has told you. You have the capability and the abilities to say, you know what? Whatever it is that someone has told me in the past, that's their opinion. That's not mine, because ultimately your opinion is the one that matters. So you have to change the way you see yourself if you truly want to be a lasting success. If you don't want it to be a flash in the pan and you want to be the whole fire, you got to light yourself up. You got to start internally. That's where everything is going to begin. I'm telling you. Number two, the second thing we're going to talk about is goals. Goal setting it's a huge issue for a lot of people. They set goals, but they're empty. They don't lead into a bigger picture. They just make you feel good. That to-do list. A lot of people write a bunch of things on this, and it just makes you feel good. It doesn't really move you forward towards anything. You have to learn to set a major goal, like maybe 2, 3 large goals for the year, something like that, and then break those down into smaller, more attainable goals in the short term. That's the only way those goals are going to work. You need to be able to see your successes along the way. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you working towards something. You understand that, all right, this smaller goal, this milestone is feeding into the person I want to be by the end of this year. And you're paying yourself. You hear the term paying it forward? That's pretty much what this is like. When every time you accomplish one of these milestones, you celebrate it because you paid it forward to your future self. You're investing in you, and there's no better investment you can make. But to do this smartly and without tiring yourself out, burning yourself out, or feeling like you're not making progress, you have to break those larger goals that may seem insurmountable at times. You got to break those down so you know that you're actually doing something. That keeps you working closer. We talk about SMART goals, specific. You know exactly what you're going for. You know why you're doing it. What even sparked it for you. You want it to be measurable. You have some way to know that how close you are to achieving that bigger goal. You have actionable. You can actually do this. You can take some steps to make it happen. It's tangible. It's something that can be accomplished. And then the R. Is it realistic? Do you have the resources available to do what you need to do what you want to do? That may mean that, all right, I don't have the skills yet that I need. Do I go get somebody and collaborate, or do I go learn it? Do I take a course? Do I go to school? However you do it, that's what you have to identify when you're writing those goals out. And then time based. This is where a lot of us struggle. We do open ended goals. We like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. Okay, when? Because you're gonna keep fluctuating up and down because you left that open. It's like an excuse. An excuse gives you a reason to not to do it. Like when we say try, try means there's room for me not to do it. Either you do or you don't. So if you set a goal, that means you want to and you will do. So when you set that goal, make sure you put a time base. I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in a month, whatever that is for you. Make sure you have that time base. So to recap, specific, measurable, it's actionable or attainable, it's realistic, and it's time based. You set all these other things up. So we have to make sure we're doing that. All right, all right. And I want to see y'all, y'all post in the chat. See, let me see it. Let me see it. I want to see that interaction. I want to know that this is hitting for you. The third thing, celebrating yourself. I mentioned it briefly when I was talking about the goals. You need to make sure that you're recognizing you. You should be hitting like them celebrations like you do for your best friend. For your best friend, you would be like, yo, I'm about to post them on IG. I'm about to put them all over my socials. You'll salute to you. You're doing all that, right? But for yourself, it's like, yeah, what's next? Now, take some time to chill. Embrace that. I've been there. Trust. I know exactly how you feel because I was the person that I would hit something and I'll just be like, all right, what's next? That meant nothing. It was cool. I didn't even celebrate myself. Everyone else is happy for me. I'm not even happy because, again, I didn't break that goal into smaller things, so I didn't even realize how much I had accomplished over that journey. It's a journey. Every single goal you hit is a journey, so you got to embrace that. You have to accept that you've done some work and you've put in that time and you sacrificed something else in order to achieve this other thing. Because when we do something, when we set out time to do something, that time that you're putting in, it's an opportunity cost. So that means something else you wanted to do did not get done. And you have to recognize the focus that takes. You have to recognize the determination that takes. So before you even start your goal, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and write how you're going to celebrate at the end. Each milestone, every time you hit a milestone, write how you're going to celebrate. And it doesn't have to be big. It could be eating one of your favorite meals. It could be going out with a friend. It could be whatever you want it to do. If it's a big goal, celebrate big. Maybe you take that trip you've wanted to take. Whatever. Just identify that. It'll keep you on track and you have a rabbit to chase. Number 4, boundaries. Boundaries, people. All right. I don't know how many times, I see people who are just getting drained because they are doing things that just do not fill them up. It doesn't serve them, right? Maybe a friend asked them to do something that maybe the friend could do on their own, right? Maybe it's take them somewhere and you don't necessarily want to do that, right? Just tell them no. No feels good, right? It feels kind of weird at first, right? It feels funny because you're like, man, why am I telling this person no? Is that being mean? No, it's not. It's protecting your energy. so you can put the energy towards things you actually need to be doing. Because the moment you let people dictate your time is the moment you are failing yourself, quite frankly. That means if you needed to do a paper for school and you said, nah, I'm going to go out to this party because my friend told me I needed to go and I'm just going to only be there for a minute. Now you scrambling and you putting the pressure on yourself. Now you mad at your friend and your friend didn't do anything. You did it. You didn't tell them like, yo, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and invest in myself, do this paper. You got to set those boundaries, set precedents. You can't expect people to read your mind, and you also can't expect people to go against what they're trying to do. You have to set that up yourself and within yourself. Boundaries are within you and external. With yourself, you gotta know, like, hey, I gotta get this done. I can't be out here doing these other things because it's taken away. And then when I come back to it, I'm putting this pressure. So make sure you're setting boundaries for what you will and won't put up with. Make sure you're setting boundaries for uh, prioritizing things. Make sure you're setting boundaries for how you're going to do things, how long you're going to spend on things. Now, all these are things you have to do. Yeah, Ash, that's what I'm talking. You really learned it. It's you have to tell people how you're feeling, and you have to tell people no, because there are no such things as mind readers. I mean, at least I haven't met them. I mean, I know people say they're clairvoyant and all these things, but guess what? I haven't met them in person, so I'm going to just say that most people, I'll put it that way, are not mind readers. Cool. So y'all with me so far? This is going to change your life. The moment you learn the power of no, you are going to be in a much better position. You are going to do things that really move the needle forward towards the person you want to be and the life you want to live. Half the things, probably more than that, half the things we say yes to really don't matter. Right? They really don't matter. We feel pressure because that's our friend, or we'll feel bad if we don't go to this thing or we don't do this thing for this person. But in the grand scheme of things, maybe 5 days from now, you probably won't even remember that thing. But that time you put into that took that time away from that goal that would have got you that financial gain, that would have got you that education or that course that you needed to take to become better, to put you in a better situation, better circumstance. So just think about that. Everything you do has an opportunity cost. Everything you do. If you do not understand that time is an invaluable resource and is a finite resource, you cannot get time back. That means weigh the options before you make the decision to do that thing. When you commit, make sure it is a commitment you really want to make. Because once you start moving forward towards something, a goal, an action, whatever it is, you're utilizing energy, you're utilizing time, and it's done. It's done after that. It is done. So make sure it's worth what your energy and your time. Because if you really want to become a better person, if you have this idea of success in your mind, ask yourself, is what I'm about to do aligned with that? Does it align with my values? Does it align with the life I want to live? Does it align with who I want to be? And if the answer is no, then that's the word that needs to come out of your mouth. No. It's as simple as that. You don't have to give them a reason. You don't have to unless you feel inclined to do that, but you don't owe anyone a reason. Let's just get that clear. You don't owe that. Now, if you want to give that, fine. But if they have an issue with you saying no, right, and it's not anything that will cause harm to them, or you haven't agreed to it before and then said no at the last hour, then why do you owe them anything? And if they're upset, then maybe you have to reevaluate the relationship. Let's just keep it real. A lot of us hold on to people and things in our lives that really are drained. They're draining from you. They're not filling you up. They're not feeding into you. They are leeching off of you. You have to think about that. What is the difference between those two? One is a relationship where it's mutual energy exchange is positive. They uplift you, they educate you, they inspire you, right? They make you feel good most of the time. Of course, all relationships are going to have negatives, good, bad. That's human nature. But you have to make sure that it's more good than bad. Because if you do not, that again, we're going back to the boundaries. If you do not set that, that person is going to understand that they have you. Now they own your time. They own your day. They can call you 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, listen, I need this, I need that. Let me hold that dollar, whatever it is. Until you say no, until you set that boundary. Just I'm just letting you know. I don't know what that means, Eddie Brown Zero, but sure, like supporting the Green Bay Packers. Thank you for that. That was a good one. All right. Number 5 is building a 360-degree support system. So this is a concept I learned in the military. In the military, some of my vets know that's on here. We talk about 360 security. We talking about putting a perimeter of support around an asset, right? Making sure it is secured. No one can come up, down, around, under, over, whatever. That thing is secure, right? Nothing will come our way without us knowing about it. Well, take that into your life. Take the concept of 360-degree support system. That support system has you. You are encompassed by love. You are encompassed by love. When you start feeling weak, when you start feeling your belief wane a little bit within yourself, when you start saying, "Oh man, this is getting tough. I can't do another page. I can't do another step. I can't do this exercise anymore." You have someone to say, "Listen, understand what this is leading to. Understand that you're going to be better for this. And if you need help, we got you. How can we support?" You need those people around you, because those people are going to be there for you. They are going to help you get to be where you want to be in life, and vice versa. Those people fill you up and you will fill them up. You will have more energy. You will have better thoughts. You'll be able to bounce off ideas. You'll just go a lot further, a lot faster when you have that village supporting you. 360-degree support system. Just identify, I want you to do something real quick. Identify 3 people in your life. Write it down if you can or whatever. 3 people. Start with 3 people in your life that you can count on in adverse situations, that you can call, no judgment. You call them up and be like, listen, this and that is going on, and I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, right? Do you have 3 people in your life? And if not, I mean, it's no shame in getting a mentor, right? Maybe you're looking to do something you haven't done in your life. No shame in getting a mentor, right? I have mentors. I make sure, like, I want people around me that push me. I want people around me that helps me grow. And I think all of us should have that. There's no shame in paying for people. Hell, I'll pay somebody if they can get me where I'm looking to go, right? We have to get out of this scarcity mindset. That's a scarcity mentality when it's like, oh, I can't share my ideas because this person's gonna steal it. I can't collaborate with somebody because when we get big or when we make it, they're gonna do whatever. Or I can't tell somebody my deepest, darkest secret because they're gonna use it against me. If that's how you're feeling, well, I recommend you go to therapy and see why you feel that way. Because if you have the right people around you, you should be able to talk to them about these things. You have to have at least someone. We are humans. We are social creatures. Social creatures need social support, but it has to be the right support. Speaking of that, social media. Is your feed feeding into you, or is it taking away from you? If your feed is not educating, motivating, uplifting, reevaluate that. If it's just fights and whatever else is going on in the world, reevaluate that, because that energy is negative and it's taken away from you. It's not doing anything for you. I promise you that. So we just have to think about these things. But to recap, I'm gonna give you a quick recap. 5 steps to take to improve your life right now. Change the way you see yourself and you speak to yourself. Let's add that part. Number 2, break your larger goals into smaller goals, milestones. Spread it out so that larger goal doesn't look like it's insurmountable. 3, celebrate your wins. Celebrate yourself like you would your best friend. Right? For your best friend, you do anything, like I said. Number 4, setting healthy boundaries with you and other people. Set the precedence for what you will and won't put up with and how you want to be treated. Don't expect people to know. Don't expect people to treat you how you would treat them. That's just, we can't look at that. Like, people that aren't you. We're all unique in our ways. Number five, build a 360-degree support system. And that's my favorite because it's like we need support. We can't do this on our own. There's no such thing as self-made. Someone along the way has helped you in some way, shape, or form. So don't try to do it alone. You get nothing out of that but burned out. And then you won't hit what you were trying to hit anyway. And if you do, you would have lost all joy by the time you got there. So don't do it. Yeah. And then to let y'all know, I do have a new course on confidence, right? Some of these things are, well, all of them are really tied to confidence, self esteem, and looking into yourself and building yourself up so that you can feel that support, so that you can reach out for help, so that you can go for what you want in life. So I have a new course. If you're interested, shoot me a DM and I'll tell you all about it. All right. So with that, it's my time. And let me know if I should start doing more of these. Like, if you want me to do more lives, let me know. Because I'll be happy to. Tell me what date, time. On IG, I typically go live on Wednesdays. I'm evaluating that. We'll see if I stick to Wednesdays. Facebook, LinkedIn, all of y'all. I haven't gotten to y'all yet, but I plan to do more, especially my member groups, a place of empowerment, community for all. Definitely appreciate y'all, the support, the lives, everything. So keep it going, and I hope to see y'all at a later date. Peace and blessings, y'all. See y'all later.